Welcome to Double KO Radio. I am Poe, and I'm here with my co-host David.
Yo yo
And today we're going to be talking about samurai spirits.
yo, the reveal,
Spirits.
the reveal is here, dude.
Yeah. So the hype around this was for like 10 days or so. SNK posted up some shit on one of their sites where there was a countdown to the end
Yes.
of times. Because SNK's never done anything like this, so that's why people were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this? This."
Ever. I don't think that they have the traction nowadays to even make such a statement of holding a standstill like that. Watch, stay tuned. And
Like
they
I
did
could
it.
see it more like, all right, so Capcom's been knocking shit out the park, right? With Resident Evil remake, Part Two, Devil May Cry, and then let's
Yeah, hell yeah.
say they were to put a countdown, then people are gonna lose their minds, like, oh my god, what could it be? There's
It's
so
Mega
much.
Man, Mega Man.
Right, so people can complain about how progressive it is.
Yep.
This
I can.
isn't the same. There's too many bits.
It's not, the door doesn't slide when he's opening
Why are there 64-bit graphics on Mega Man?
it. He's not the same person.
um,
What you thought it was?
well, we would have we almost podcasted
Yeah, yeah.
a kind of like a pre-show, like a pre thing to this, and what I had guessed was actually Samurai Showdown slash Samurai Spirits, and I also guessed what was it, Neo Geo Coliseum, something like that. Like I assumed it was gonna be
Like an
another.
all star.
Yeah, like
Uh huh.
another all-star mashup of all their stuff since Capcom's
Yeah.
not doing it for some reason.
That's,
Um,
that's when I made fun of you. You were
so
like, they should put all the, SAK characters, and I was like King of Fighters.
and then I stopped like, yeah, you're like that meme where the guy points up his finger and then he just shuts up with his finger back going back down.
Yep. But I know the one you're talking about, like the Neo Geo All Star
Yeah,
shit that they released. Yeah.
and
That game
um
had. Huh?
and like the reason I thought of it was mainly because like what hasn't been around for a while and what's like such a big deal because King of Fighters, it kind of flopped last time. What other property do they have that can be as big? And when I was growing up, remembering my personal history with this series was even when I was like a little kid, there would be Street Fighter and there would be this. Like
Yes,
there'd
a
be
hundred
like,
percent.
cause there
Yep.
would be like those Neo Geo arcades where they had like a billion games, and I've always been a sucker for samurais and ninjas growing up and all that stuff. Like especially like back in the cheesy era of the 80s and 90s. So I played this in the arcades, part one and part two, and then I skipped a whole bunch of them, way up until Samurai Showdown Sen.
Damn. Dude, that's
So
a bad one to go
yeah,
to.
yeah, and the thing is, like, I was trying really hard to remember why and how I acquired that game, and it turns out that I rented it. Remember that gaming service that you rent stuff? What the hell was that called? You rent a
In
game.
US?
Yeah, in the US, you rent a game, and if you want the game still, you get to pay the difference. But if you don't want
Um,
it, you give it back to them, like through the mail.
Gamefly.
Gamefly.
We're not sponsored, by the way, guys. But if you guys want to sponsor us,
I
we
didn't
could.
know they still
Yes.
existed.
No, I don't know if they do. I don't know if
So
they
the
do.
reason I did it was because of the same nostalgia. He's like, oh shit, Samurai Showdown. I haven't tried one of these in a real long time. And look at the artwork. The artwork is
It's
sick.
sick, sick, super sick.
And then
Artwork is
like
super sick.
I remember booting it up and going, okay, cool, really cool intro, and then booting up all the way up to like the character selection because I wanted to see who was in it, and I saw all the character portraits. Everybody's drawn out with the ink style, and
Yes.
again, sucker for samurai stuff in Edo period Japan, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like I was excited, and then I boot up the fucking game, and it's so ugly. Cause like,
It's so horrible.
cause when, cause I, at the time I didn't really know of it. Like I didn't know, I didn't look into it, I didn't research it or anything. I was cool in my 20s, right? I didn't give a fuck about games. But
Right. Yeah. Okay.
but like when it came in, it doesn't come in with the case, so I don't really see the game. All I see is artwork. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
artwork, and then when I finally load up like a my first match to play against the computer, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because it does not. It just reminded me of like when like uh polygon graphics first started coming out for PS1, and you're like, why the fuck would anybody want this? This is the future. This. What about the
Triangle
2D
shoulder.
sprites? These 2D sprites and animations are beautiful. Why is this the future? Like it felt like
Triangle
I
shoulder.
was reliving that in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Toshinden. Like Mario Toshinden.
Yeah, after that I kind of like didn't really they didn't really have much other than what like a mobile game, but I didn't
Yeah.
really like uh mess with any other Samurai Showdown series other than that. What about
I
you though?
did, dude. I did. I
What
did
about
play
you?
it. And like you mentioned, like that was hand to hand next to a Street Fighter. And I remember when Third Strike was there, Samurai 4 was there, Samurai Shodown 4 was there, which was fantastic, man. You know, that's when they had Sogetsu and the Fire Guy, and that was so cool. They were the edge lords of the game, you know. And I remember playing, spending my quarters, spending playing on Third Strike, not even Third Strike, Street Fighter 3, Second Impact, and then Summer Shodown 4. Um, I used to remember being a jerk, telling people to hold start on the arcade and doing 360 on your remote, on your arcade stick, and it auto kills you.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So you'd be like, yo, you want to do a super? I used to do supers. And I'd be like, yeah. We're like, yeah, just hold start and do 360 on your remote, and you do a harakiri, and you kill yourself.
That's insane. And then did
Yeah,
you act surprised like, "Oh, how did that happen
yeah.
to your character? That's weird."
I guess I won.
Yeah, that's bad
uh,
karma, bro. You're gonna
that's
be
horrible. I, I think life already hit me already with it.
okay.
But no, I really played it, dude. I played religiously almost every Summer Showdown, even the one that was 3D. I remember coming to the arcades here in Times Square, New York, called Broadway Arcades, and they have the 3D Samurai Showdown. And it looked horrible, just like you mentioned. You know, the polygons so bad, but the supers were really cool because when you would do a super, it would go into this 2D sprite art, really cool, and then it goes back into the game, really
I
horrible.
remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, and that was really
But that
bad
one I
too. But
actually got to see like firsthand, like and go, "Oh,
how
no,
bad it
no,
was.
not for me. Damn polygons. Get these polygons out of here."
It
What
was
is
so
this?
bad. The swords,
Star Fox?
dude, the swords were so jagged. Like every sword was jagged. But yeah, I played it, dude, and I loved it, dude. And what I like about some of the versions, like the Part 4 Special Edition that came out on PlayStation, they had a combo system. You know, it wasn't just about the footsies. You know, it had a combo. Everyone had a 15 hit combo, and it was really cool. So I liked the game, dude. I played it a lot. And the game, what I liked about it was that it was actually hard. It was difficult, dude. The game was arcade was really difficult. They didn't let you win or hold your hand. The first character would probably kill you if you don't
So
think about.
so my boss actually like sometime last year when he was all excited about the Switch, there was one Samurai Showdown game that he had. I forgot which
Collection.
one it
Mm-hmm.
was, but he put it on and he was playing everybody in the break room. And with the Switch, you just clip off one of the sides and you get the other side, and you get these grown ass men fumbling around with these tiny little controllers that they've never messed with before. I was one of them. And he's giggling because he's had time with the game, so he's just barely beating everybody. So he gets to brag about that shit, and he's kind of like uh he's just one of those people that like and he won't let that go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So like that's actually the last time I played a Samurai Showdown game, and in the PSN store, coincidentally, part one is on sale for like 4.90 something, and
Yeah,
I have literally $5. So I'm tempted to buy it just for funds, but
yeah.
I don't
One
know.
is really difficult.
I don't know. But like I would do
Dude,
it like just to maybe record a session with you and me playing through
yeah,
all the
absolutely.
characters or something and put it on YouTube. I wouldn't just get it for me playing it and trying to
For
see if
gameplay, for
anybody's
laughing,
online.
for
Cricket.
laughing it.
After that too,
Actually,
honestly, after that, I checked to see if anybody was streaming any of the Samurai Showdown games on Twitch.
and what you got?
No luck. No luck.
To be honest, dude, like now thinking back, going to memory lane, dude, I was really into Summer Showdown. I had the Summer Showdown game on the Game Boy with no color, like no color, nothing. It was just
Yo, but
black
those
and
were
white.
such. They looked so cool when that one
They
first came out.
did, they did,
That
dude.
style has such a special place in my heart
It's so
because
good.
in the KOF game, in the KOF one that came out too, like
Yeah,
I
Neo Geo
played that
Pocket,
one a
I had
lot.
it.
I
Yeah,
forgot which one that was, but I loved all the
the SNK
animations
versus
and how
Capcom.
those all looked. I would put
Yeah,
them all on the what is that that jewelry that's popular with the kids? The beads?
Bedazzle.
Yeah. I'd have a bead chain of all those classic SNK characters. Those were so
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. Dude, and absolutely, like they had that game they had. I remember having the Neo Geo Pocket and feeling like I was in the future, dude. No one had that. Had like a great arcade stick, joystick, that it had, very responsive, and playing that game, and the game was really cool. But back in the day with the Game Boy, having the Samurai Shodown, that was my first Game Boy that I broke. And I broke because Amakusa, the last boss of that character, I was playing on hard mode. I don't know why, but I'm a little kid playing this game on hard mode, thinking I'm the
Is
shit.
is that the cross arms samurai or the magic mage samurai?
I don't know what
The
you're talking
boss.
about.
The last
Oh,
boss.
no, the one with the ball.
Yeah, okay,
Amakusa.
yeah. So
The
that's
boy
like the
girl. The boy
mage. That's
girl.
yeah,
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 the
yeah.
the boy. So and it bothers me so bad that I got so mad and I punched the Game Boy so bad that I broke it. Um, that was my
Oh.
first system. My first system that I broke. Dude, I was so upset. Like I've never been so upset in my life. And I remember doing that and then crying because I didn't have a Game Boy.
Oh man.
But yeah, I used to play, dude. Every summer showdown I played it. It was really good. I actually loved it, man. But yeah, so I was excited. So I really thought it was going to be a updated version of King of Fighter, the last one they made, or last minute that I want to talk to you about. I thought it was gonna be like a Capcom versus SNK, but a SNK versus Capcom updated version. That should be worthy of a countdown, dude. SNK
You
versus
know what
Capcom.
would be sick if they did do that. If they re-released it, but not just HD graphics, but if they re-released it with balance and extra characters, like they like put in like 20 more characters for free, like
That game
20,
was
like
not
10
balanced at
more
all, dude.
Capcom, 10 more SNK, but with the classic graphics, like everything stays the same. Good netcode. That could still be a thing that would be really cool because people really want a part 3, and why not give them like a 2.5?
Yeah, I think SNK versus Capcom was the least famous one, but I think it had really good mechanics too, which I really
Oh, you're
enjoyed.
talking about
Yeah,
SVC Chaos?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I was
that's the one
thinking
I'm
about
talking
the other
about.
one that you were talking about, but yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, but because this is an SNK announcement, so I thought, hey, maybe they would do a SNK Chaos like update or something. That would be cool.
I thought that
Um,
would be cool too.
yeah, because I think that would be worthy of a countdown. But we got something that you predicted, which was Samurai Spirit, and it looks great, dude. It looks
Um,
great.
so before I get into the what the community thinks on the looks, I want to admit this to you before we move forward. When it
All right.
comes to Samurai Showdown Sen, I did not like the game, but I went in as fuck for 3 weeks on this thing. Every one player kind of thing that I needed to unlock, I was doing it. And I don't know why. Cuz I don't know why. I think I really just did like the characters and the art and was just kind of mindlessly going through the mechanics, and to be honest, like with how bad the playstyle was, there was depth that I was learning. And I didn't really
Yeah.
realize that I was learning, but I was like learning my own things, like on how the game plays and how to get around certain things. But and then I started actually by the end of it, I started appreciating certain aspects of it. Not saying that it was still good, but yeah, I went in on
Yeah,
the
that
game.
you understood why people would play it at that point.
Yeah.
Um,
So aesthetically, how the game looks, a lot of people overwhelmingly are saying that it looks like Street Fighter 4 art style.
yeah,
And
like an updated version of Street Fighter 4.
yes, and for the most part, they're referencing the ink and the bright colors, bright characters, but mainly the ink, like the whole calligraphy style
Yeah,
uh things in the background. But technically Samurai Showdown has had this since forever, and Street Fighter did
That's
it for Street
correct.
Fighter 4 because Japan, and we have a history and tradition around calligraphy and all that stuff, so we can
Right.
use it in our art. And it even went forward to doing it into Street Fighter X Tekken, right? Or was that more water stuff? Was
It's
that
I
what?
still think it was still related because it was still feel related to that. Like you can tell it was reference to Street Fighter 4 in some
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
That's the best game, bro.
so the one thing I want people to notice is I get the ink and all that and the colors and all the characters and stuff remind people of Street Fighter 4, but their proportions are still not as grotesque as Street Fighter 4's. They're not as over exaggerated because
They're
especially if
not
you
as
see,
He-Man.
yeah,
Hmm.
especially if you look at Nakaruru, she still has a very feminine
Right.
realistic kind of body shape to her. She didn't have
Yeah.
we didn't have like a Chun Li with LeBron James hands and feet.
Bro, should Lee would have slapped you, would have decapitated you,
We
bro.
didn't, they I don't see anybody with that jury dangling salami foot that she had in Street Fighter
That
4.
was so hype, bro. That looked like a piece of bread, bro. Like,
But yeah, I'm really digging how it looks. Especially for SNK. SNK's gotten a lot of flack for their last title, especially since they kind of went backwards on the game graphically, because Fatal Fury 13 was their most beautiful game in terms of 2D animation, and then to
yeah,
go back to having like a 3D style and it looking like a PS2 game. I think this isn't right now. It's not a finished product, so we can't really say for sure like at the end game like how it will look ultimately in terms of like any extra effects or movement of the hair, all the subtle stuff, all the subtleties that make the graphics look even better. But for now, I think it looks like it came out the first 2 years of PS4. I don't know. It still looks good.
yeah. I think it still looks right. Not everything has to look like Street Fighter 5 and all that stuff, but yes, I think it still looks better than artistically, right? In the 3D ones, this is their better 3D game ever.
Mhm. Ever.
Because they had a really bad one for PlayStation 1. I remember that they only had Aomaru as the main character. When they do like their strike, that they remove everyone from the past and they only have like one character just to
Yeah.
keep you there.
Yeah.
And it was horrible, dude. The game looked horrible, horrible, horrible. Like in terms of like probably there was no support to back this game up. But this one looks good. It looks like you mentioned, it has all these shiny colors. And even though Samurai Shodown normally is more of a darker, no sound in the background type of gritty game, it did have their stages that are really elaborated, like Charlotte's Mansion or Galfor like harbor where people fish. It was really lively, full of color and people moving and stuff like that.
That's that's actually something I'm worried about, but continue. I'll
Yeah.
after you're done,
So
I'll point out what
when
I'm
I,
thinking.
when I saw in the trailer, some of the stuff when Nakurudo does dash, you see the animals in the back moving and stuff like reacting, um, a little bit to it. So that gave me a little bit of remnants of like those stages that I was mentioning. That some people used to react in the background to certain things. And yeah, even though you mentioned that they're not over proportion, they still look in a cartoony way.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it because I'm not an artist, but if I will have to say it in a sentence, they still look like they're not. It's not a serious base type of format how they look, because even Aomaru, when he throws the sword on the floor, you can see his mouth moving like in a very drastic animated way, like rah,
Yeah.
rah.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's not like in a serious type of way. Or maybe it's a style. I don't know. That's what I take from Street Fighter, because I think that looks more like Street Fighter 4 than the whole ink stuff. You know how Street Fighter 4 never takes themselves seriously. It's always like weird, like when Ryu does the Shin Shoryuken and the mouth goes like really open like that.
Yeah.
Very exaggerated. That's what I took like when Jubei does his super. You see all his teeth like a horse. It's like, "Arr!" And then he hits you, and then he throws the blades and stuff like that. At least that's how I see artistically, more to Street Fighter 4. But
So one thing I'm worried about that was really good that I noticed in the older games and in just older fighting games in general, it's like there's a big thing on like story mode and all that stuff lately when it comes to storytelling for these games. But back then, a lot of that came in the arcades. So there would be like their storytelling would be through like sub bosses and bosses at the end and all that stuff like in arcade mode. But the biggest thing too is like with Samurai Spirits slash Showdown, they would have, you know, like they a lot of characters have pets or family that pop out,
Yeah.
or just like all these interactions with each other, and they did have a much livelier background. Like backgrounds in fighting games have been dumbed down a lot as of late. Like with Dragon Ball Z having pretty plain backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter has some good uh backgrounds, but you know they still aren't what they used to be in terms of how you interact with them, or how the characters interact with each other. Maybe like ones that have a story to tell between like a rivalry between them, or just you know all these little things that, let's say, SNK versus Street Fighter had, CVS 2 had. You know, everybody had like special intros if there was a reason for it, like Terry
Yeah.
versus Ken,
Ken.
or Ryu versus Kyo, or Iori seeing M Bison, like stuff like that. Like all these things, I'm really hoping they put into this game to really bring life into it, like to really get these people closer and have more reason to get closer to these characters, and have especially the people that are gonna be new to it, because there's gonna be tons of old men buying these, trying to get their kids to play.
Yeah. Especially and I do agree with you, right? Like that's something that we always talk about, like the presentation. Yeah, everyone's talking about presentation. But even though they mostly this thing they skip it, right? In tournaments and stuff like that. When you see a good interaction, you don't have to make it so lengthy, right? It could be something that is iconic, you know, something that he mentioned or he said, or it's just different. Um, it's always cool for people. Think about it, you always playing with these characters, might as well have a meaning. If not, it's just gonna be soulless characters with a sword, you know.
Mhm.
And in Samurai Shodown, something that I can tell that is very iconic is their win posts. And their win posts is normally, like you mentioned, it brings some little story, right? Like at least Aomaru looks so reckless, but then you see his favorite win post that he throws the sword, he flips the thing, and then the sword lands on the sheet of it, and that shit was
and
mad cool. And then he looks to the thing, and then he looks to the screen, you know, like shit, I'm the shit, you know.
and
Uh,
just based off of that one win pose, you can tell so much about the character. He's
yeah,
brash, he's
mm-hmm,
confident in his ability, he's
yeah,
trained really hard to be able to do that. He has too much
yeah,
time in his hands to be doing, you know, that trick with a sword. But like all these things come through, like
yeah.
to show what kind of person he is.
Yeah, the same way with like you see Ukyo, right, which is one of my favorite ones. You see in the games progressively, because by the way, we didn't got into this. I guess we could get later how the story is a little bit different in this game. But in the game, you see him progressively getting either sick, you know, or in some other games you see him a little bit more healthier because based on the timeline. So when he wins, he tries to do whatever win post he used to do, but then he falls on the floor coughing blood, and then this lady comes and holds him and picks him up, you know, a lady that you never saw before in another game. And you're like, who the fuck is this girl, you know?
Mhm.
But at least it makes you wonder why, what is going on here, what is happening, you know? Or if you see like one of the guy named Basara, right? He screams and then he like a lady appears, like a ghost lady appears, you know, and you're like, who the hell is this? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, it gives you those nips and picks of like, hey, what's going on? There's some lore in here. But back in the day, remember, this is an arcade game that you cannot take home and play all the story, right? So you have to take whatever they give you. So
Yeah,
I think
and
if
you
they,
kind of like make like, you know, kind of theorize on what it is.
yeah, or like when the brothers fight each other, the firing ice, even if you don't think they're brothers, or even if you didn't know they're brothers, you see their special interactions with each other, and then how they leave at the end of the match is different with each other. And it makes you like, yo, that's so cool. Like, what's going on here? I think they definitely need to hit on that. And even that's something that I didn't like much. Like Street Fighter 5 has and Street Fighter 4 have that automatic win post that everyone does, and only the win quote is different, right? But even a person like me, I like to read even different win quotes because for me it's personalized. It's like Third Strike. You know, they used to
Mhm.
talk shit to each other before at the end of the match, and you want to finish that match to see what they said because now it means that they're really fighting with each other. He's not gonna say something generic as like, "Well, good time" or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to see that in Samurai Shodown. I would like to see that. I would also like to see maybe some presentation like Dragon Ball. You know how Dragon Ball they clash and they do something. You know, even if it's generic, it would be cool if they do a random starting the match clash. You know,
Like between rivalries or
in general, to be honest, because in Samurai Shodown 4 or 3, correct me if I'm wrong, when you go through the story, the stages didn't have a. Some stages were for specific characters, but any character sometimes can appear in any stage. And someone, when you start your match, someone will be on top of a roof and he looks down at you and then he jumps down. And that could be anyone. Like it doesn't
oh
have to be
yeah,
someone
that does
specifically.
sound really cool. That sounds anime as fuck.
You know, and that's not specific to any character, but that's really cool. You just got to this town, someone saw you, they're gonna fight you, you know, and it looks cool. And I think they can incorporate something like that, you know, at least even if it's not specific, maybe just make it universally like that, you know.
I
That would be
remember
really dope.
I remember like in terms of like adding more depth to characters too. I remember this guy he has like a big beard only on his chin. He has the wraps kind of like in underwear almost with like a jacket, open jacket, and he has his weapon is like a big metal drum thing or bell. It looks like a big
Yeah,
bell and he scoops people in it. Like you're seeing him play or whatever and you think he's a weird character, but in his Wimpos all of a sudden like a little girl pops out of there, right? But he also has a different Wimpos when it's like a little girl, a big girl, and a dog, and that's like
a whole
his
family.
family, right? And then
Uh-huh.
and he's got moves where he's got like a move where like what was it? I think it was like a bunch of people are carrying him or something like that. Like who is this guy? You know, like and he's always smiling out of all like the kind of game this is. He's always smiling and it kind
Like a
of
family man type of guy.
yeah, he's like a family man type of dude. But there's just like all these extra things that they don't really need to put in. They put in and it helps connect you to a character and adds more depth to it.
It just brings so much persona, man. And I think we can at least safely bet that, you know, SNK normally puts some persona into the characters when it comes into presentation. Look in the last Game of Fighter, you know, a kid with a pillow and he actually sleeps on it, you know, when he wins and shit like that. So, you know, but so I'm sure they're gonna hopefully they do something like that, but I want to see a little bit more, you know. Don't just give us what we expect, right? Go above and beyond and let's show us something more than we'll be like, yo, that's the shit. You seen that intro? You seen that thing? That's really dope. Like I want to see maybe special win poses. You know, if you do specific win, you know, requirements, like if you
Hmm.
kill him with an Isen, because they show that you do the Isen, the one hit takes you like 75% of your health.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe if does something else. You know, I want to see those things. You know, we're really rooting for this. I'm really rooting for this game. So let's see what it does, man. I don't know. Let's see. Presentation wise, at least that's what I think about presentation.
All right. So, what do you think about them staying true to the core? Were there any games that they didn't have any blood
No.
and fatalities? I could have swore
Uh
there was one or some.
I can't even think of one, dude, because even the 3D one had it.
Yeah, the 3 one you could, chop people up.
Dismember.
How do you think this day and age of esports will handle that? Mortal Kombat's
I,
there, so I don't see
yeah, but
why it
Mortal
would be a
Kombat they don't
problem.
do fatalities. They don't do fatalities in Mortal
But
Kombat
that's
because
more
the
of
whole
a
it takes time.
yeah,
Because
that's
it
a
takes
time
time.
thing.
So this is the thing. So I think they should do it. I think it should be fine because in the previous Samurai Shodown 4 and I think maybe 3, but only 4, because 3 and 4 were really similar, dude. That's why I'm getting confused by them. But in 4 and then it continues in 5 and 6, if you do a specific hard hit at the end of the match, either a counter or a hard slash, you put him in a stun state that it literally either you cut him in half and his body disappears, literally goes wee, like it
Mhm.
becomes nothing, which is cool, or he floats back and then you see his body separating from his legs and then he disappears. Very
Yeah.
subtle, very quick, but you're like shit. And then
Yeah,
there's
you
one
got
that he just
messed up. Yeah, my whole body's gone. Like
yeah, yeah.
that's the thing that I'm wondering how it'll translate to, like how they'll try to like I think they're gonna make it in a way where something bad is happening to the other person, but not like fully show it. Because before it would just be like, this dude's body parts are all over the place and then he's dead. And I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't think it'll. I honestly don't think it'll get to that point in this day and
Well,
age.
I think they were kind of a little bit bloodier in their last 3D game. I can't remember the game.
Sen.
But they, yeah, sorry, yeah, correct. So they did mention there was a little bit bloody in there. You know, they
Mhm.
had those little So what I'm thinking is maybe a toned down version would be like the four, like Summer Showdown 4. Like either it bleeds, you see that little spray of blood going, shh, and then he drops, done. You know, it's nothing too graphic. It happens very fast, and you're like, okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
Or they can add what they added in 4, which is my favorite one, that sometimes randomly, depends on that hit, it leaves them on a stun and it gives you a command. I think it was up, up, down, down, left, right, some shit like that, right? And then you press a button and your character does an execution. And it was really dope. It was so
That's
cool
crazy.
seeing a fatality. You literally do a fatality, but if you don't do it quick, then the character just drops, and that's it.
That's
But
really
the whole
cool.
stage, yeah, but the whole stage goes dark. Boom, like the music completely stops, and then you're about to just do a iconic samurai ninja stuff, you know, and then you do your special attacks or whatever the hell it is, and then that's it. It's so cool. Or if you kill them with a super, sometimes it will kill them. Yeah, like, you know, it will come out like that. Ah! But that's what I like. It was random, like it wasn't predictive. I think if they keep it like that, it would be much better than being like, well, I'm gonna do this specific thing, and then, you know, because people get tired of it. When it's
Mhm.
random, then you don't get tired. It's like, oh
Yeah, it's like
shit,
that'll
he
that
just
make people sit up.
split him. He split him in half. That's why I like brutalities in Mortal Kombat. I think brutalities were insanely cool. It fits into the game. It's fast paced and it gives that wow factor every time.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
it
he fucked
doesn't.
him up.
Because at the end of the game, you know it's gonna be a finisher. Like like it's like predicting a movie. It's like, I know where this is going. But with the
And then
brutality, it's
boom.
like I know something's gonna happen. Maybe if the guy chooses to. I don't know. We'll see.
I think that would be cool if they do a way like that. That would be really cool. They did hint showing the East thing. I think we saw almost everyone doing it in
Yeah.
the game, right? And they have
Was
the
that
special pose, which is really cool.
was that the big red screen?
Yeah. So basically, in the other games, is when you have your POW, which was your special bar, you can sacrifice that to have a little bit more damage, and the timer goes down. But before the timer goes down, if you press all 4 attack buttons, you do a instant, not well, kind of instant from full screen slide. If you connect with the opponent, literally you do almost like 75% of your health. And then you drop their weapon, like their weapon drops too, which is really cool. But then you lose your special attacks. You cannot do no more special attacks or anything like that. So I hope they bring something like that here.
In
Because
terms of
I hope they bring EX too, you know?
in terms
EX
of
moves and shit.
mechanics, is there anything that you remember that you say that would really still work in a modern day fighter game to, in terms of like, is this mechanic balanced? Is it still something that
Yes.
would be really good?
I like that if you so you had a dodge button, right? That you sway back, like like to dodge.
Hmm.
And it wasn't like even if I throw light, you're gonna get hit. It was for the predictive hits. If someone comes jumping with a hard slash, you can and then you can hit them because it was very footsie based.
Yeah.
And I think it was very rewarding because if you spam it, you're gonna get hit in the face and counter, which is like 30% of your health.
Yeah.
um, but it was good because it was smart. It's simple and smart. But if you're close to the opponent and you do it, you switch side.
That's really
So
cool.
so if you're in a corner
Yeah.
and you do that, you can switch side. Now he's in the corner.
That's crazy.
And
That's
you
so
still block.
risky, dude. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
risky.
But you still in block stun, right? So that means that it's still good because you're the one moving. It's like trying to get the momentum on your side.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're gonna dodge alone and you're gonna get hit. And getting hit in that game, dude, it feels like you're getting hit in real life. I remember Aomaro used to kill me almost with 4 hits in his bus version, which is like the evil version or
Do
whatever.
you think the damage should still be crazy?
Yes, yes. Because Summer Showdown, unless they change the whole gameplay, Summer Showdown is a very footsie based game, you know? And it had combos and it had all this stuff, but it was more about those really good prediction hits and boom, that the game used to slow down when you get hit. Boom, and you see the health going, choo. Like, fuck. Think about it, dude.
God
You're hacking.
damn, like that. It gives you
Yeah,
the God
dude, dude, for
damn.
real, dude. And but it makes sense because if you're gonna hack and slash yourself for like 60 seconds, then for that play Soul Calibur,
Yeah, that's
which is
true.
a great game. Which is a great game. But I'm just
Weapon
saying,
weapon fighters are coming back.
yeah. But if you're gonna do that, they might as well play Soul. It's just gonna feel like Soul Calibur, 2D Soul Calibur, which is no wrong, but
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
it needs to, like, with how many fighting games are coming out nowadays, and it's not like a big market. It's not a shooter.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
it's not a first person shooter. It's not
It's not
a
Fortnite.
it's not a Fortnite. It's yeah. It's this thing's the last thing they're gonna have is like a battle royale mode. You know, it's not gonna have one of those.
So I just laughing because I just picture it happening. Fucking dropping. Where is the landing? And they're dropping with fucking swords.
Um.
I think I would like to see a mechanic I would like to see also is the the bus version and the slash version, which is technically like an EX version of the character. None of them are better than the other, but they have similar move sets, but a little bit slightly different. An
So
example,
I
Nakurudo. Go ahead.
well I remember those things, and
Yeah.
from that's gonna be kind of like a split, because I remember there was a thing about people having more or less like wanting it to just be one character so that they have all the moves instead of splitting the moves between two characters to add more
Yeah,
depth to
but then
one character.
I do hear you, but think about this, right? An example. Nakururu has a bird, which is an eagle, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, whatever the eagle that she has, Mamaha, whatever she throws and does all this stuff. That's Nakururu's full set of moves. But her bus move had an Ollie, a dog. Sorry, Ollie's my dog. Had a wolf, had a big wolf that she can now get on the wolf, right? And she can jump way higher now than normally, move faster, throw it at him at you, do different things and have different attacks
Wait,
with it.
what was
So
the name of that character?
Nakururu,
No, no, the still had the wolf. Wasn't it that Rera girl that had a wolf?
yes, it was well,
Is that
yes.
so? That was her other version, or is that a character all on her own?
No, so they had her, Nakururu, and then they had the other version of her. Then they split that character in two different characters.
Ah,
Hmm. And
okay.
then Rimi was her sister with the one with Crystal.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm. Or Rami,
So
something
wait,
like
so which wolf dog person are you gonna main? Rera
that.
or
Both.
Galford?
Both. But that's the thing. And then they had Golfer without the dog, but then he will have more teleport based movements, you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
So I think it brings death, man. It brings death because back in the day, none of them were better than the other. You know, literally none of them were better than the other. Yeah, you have Aomaru Busmo that he do dumb damage, but then he had no projectiles. That means he had no footsies. Plus his DP was a little bit slower, and he didn't do multi hits. Um, so and his super was different too. So I get it, maybe having both all the moves in one, but it wouldn't make sense, right?
I think if they do go with those versions of characters, I think it should be something that's after release, after the DLC, because it's most likely going to be DLC. That's what fighting games do nowadays. I think it's just like an extra thing that the game should add on after we get a good amount of characters that people want, and not have like echo fighters of other characters, if
But they're
possible.
not Echo. They're literally on the same character slot. If they did it before, it shouldn't be on a different character. Literally, it's your character. It's like choosing a super, like a V trigger.
Oh, okay.
It's like
But that
choosing a V trigger.
but not everybody has one, or did everybody have one?
Everyone has one. Everyone.
See, that sounds like a lot of work. I think that should be like a work in progress.
But they did it in the 3D sprite, in the 2D sprites. They did it.
Yeah, I know, but
They
it's
can do it.
different time now, dude. Like, how
It will be
often do they
easier.
do that? How many games do they do that for?
4, 5, 6.
Mm,
3, 4, 5, 6.
and those were all the 2D ones, right?
Yeah.
And they kind of like just reuse their assets, right? It's like a
Correct.
brand
So
new game.
yeah, and they added other new characters, but they didn't. They also had those things. But yeah, I just think that it's like a V trigger type of thing, you know. And this is a game that and not to shit on it, but we don't know the longevity of it.
Hmm.
So it can be holding too much back when we don't even know if it's gonna hold grasp, you know, it's gonna hold ground or
But
anything.
that's the thing though. Like you saying that, but that could be a reason for them not to have those in. We don't know how long this is gonna last for us, so why put our resources into putting different versions of characters instead of making sure everybody gets the
To
characters that
not
are
feel
the
bare
most
bones.
popular?
To not,
But
yeah, no,
like,
I don't
but it,
remember the
but
character.
the bare
Honestly,
bones
go ahead.
part is gonna come with the battle system.
Yeah, but I think maybe you understand that those slash and bus versions are different character slots. Those are not. You literally click your character and you pick your slash version or your bus version.
Yeah.
That's so it's not a different character or anything else. They don't have to literally create a new model or anything like that. It's literally the character, and you picking the set of move, which is either the slash one, which is faster, more moves, or the bus one, which does more damage and it has alterations of movements.
Yeah, but then they
Uh,
still gotta worry about balance. Balance is always a thing.
mm-hmm. I think it will bring more to the table then.
No, like absolutely. If they have time to make a game that feels complete and they have those things, I get it. I just don't think with how these games have been cycling to try and be there out before Evo. Like if you were to guess what time or if you were to ask me when this game would come out, I would say like before Evo, right? It says 2019, but I think it's gonna come out before Evo with like all the characters from the first game. If this is some kind of reboot, because I don't know if it is like official reboot.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Mm-hmm.
Because and
Mhm.
I would really be surprised if it came out after Evo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or maybe it's not an evil game. You know, um, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not gonna be an evil game.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I think, and I hope, based on the graphics already, I'm really liking the energy that it's bringing, everything like that, the presentation. So I'm thinking they're learning from the King of Fighters that they did the last one. And it's a shame because the gameplay of the King of Fighter is actually good. Once again, like MVCI issue, looks gameplay is good, presentation is bad. But this one presentation looks good. So now, like you mentioned, it's all about the gameplay, right? So
Mhm.
we gotta see how it plays, man,
And
because
the net code.
Neko, the Grim Reaper, bro,
Yeah.
waiting like that.
That's the Grim
Fucking
Reaper
rubbing his
of
hand.
that's SNK's Grim Reaper. When
Yes,
have they had
yes.
good one? Even
No, I don't
SNK,
remember.
even
No,
this the last one was just like
yeah.
I
It
think
was
people
okay.
would say
It
that at
was okay.
most be okay. Yeah, at most
Well, it
it'll be
got better
okay.
when they did the update because first it was shit, dude. When they did the update, the patch, that's when it got better. But it was shit, dude. It was so shit.
You know what
I
I
still
like?
say King of Fighters Killer Instinct has the best netcode in the world. Go ahead.
I don't know about that because now
It
after
does.
playing BB Tag and getting like the way the lobby works and you're like just sitting there waiting for somebody and some dude with 0 bar gets on you, you're like fuck, and then the match is fine still. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty damn good netcode.
It does. I like games that in the beginning of their intro it's all slowed down. I'm like, yes, buffer all everything now.
Yeah.
Because when it goes into like buffer everything, that makes me happy. Like when people will be upset, I get happy every time I see that.
Yeah,
Because I
cause
know when the gameplay comes, it's gonna be smooth.
yeah, and then you don't want to skip the intros at that part. Just let it keep.
Yeah. Absorb all that buffer. No, yeah, BB Tag has great netcode. I just don't think it's better than Killer. My personal opinion. Same.
Well, the less stress the game has on it, the better the netcode it'll be. I notice a lot of the games that are like the old school games that get put back into the market, they have pretty decent netcode compared to the newer
Like the Third
AAA
Strike one.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess.
What do you
Yeah.
think about them having the pet characters again, like the random wolf and the monkey and the little baby and the referee? Like,
Oh, the referee is so
do
cool.
you think,
The
yo, the
referee
referee's hype? I can't lie.
is
But do you think they
so
should
good.
still do stuff like that, like spend their time
I
doing
think
stuff
so,
like that?
man. Think about it. If it is a revival, like you mentioned, it needs to feel like one. But then again, they can with the graphics that it has, it's not gonna look outdated, right? It's still gonna look cool. You see, oh, what is that referee? So when you get hit, he pulls the flag up. Oh, you got hit, and that's awesome, dude. That's fucking awesome.
You
Um,
know what's funny? Like, I think those kind of things, if there are any type of unlockables in the game, those should definitely be unlockable.
Absolutely, dude. He was a secret character, and I think in part two, and he used to do King Capuan for King of Fighters special, dude. He used to go and kick the shit out of you. Yeah, and then he would get tired. Then he would get tired, like, and then continue. Yeah, that was so cool. That game has a lot of hitting stuff. And do you remember a guy running and throwing like food and grenades too?
No, I don't remember that
So
guy.
so used to fight, and then someone with no shirt and just like wraps around their hips, like a traveler, like a merchant, has a stick with a bag, and he runs and he throws something in the fight. Throws a bomb or meat or poison,
Dude,
and
I
then if
don't
you land
remember
on
that
it,
guy.
you don't.
Nah, I don't
That's
remember that guy.
crazy. He was also a character in the Game Boy version, which is really cool. But yeah, that guy. I don't. If I won that in a mode like in arcade. or something like that. That's totally awesome. And give you the opportunity to remove that or not, you know?
Did this game have bonus stages in their modes?
Hmm.
I don't remember bonus stages.
I want to say yes, but I don't remember. I want to say I know I do remember that arcade mode had different paths sometimes. Like you will fight a boss, but if you do certain things, you will fight the real boss.
So, in terms of characters, right? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna get pretty much whoever was in part one, and
Yeah,
then we're probably gonna get at least one season of 6 to 8 characters DLC.
yeah,
Is there anybody that isn't
yes.
that hasn't been officially announced that you'd want in
Cham
there?
Cham, Cham Cham, Tam Tam niece. You know,
The
remember
the
Tam
little
Tam, the
girl with the girl with the
with a
monkey.
monkey? Yes, with a boomerang.
I'm really
She was so full
I'm
of
really
personality.
really surprised you said that.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't I didn't see you as being like a guy that would like that character.
Yes, I liked it, and I play with her too. Like using her in part four. Yeah, she has setup, dude. You can throw the bananas. You had to move the monkey. The monkey will offer you a banana, like and he stays there. And if you touch him, he grabs you, and then you can hit him.
Oh, yo, yeah, that I remember that monkey fucking people up.
Yes, yes, it was so good. But then and then you would throw the boomerang, then the boomerang will have different moves and shit like that.
So now
But
now that
she,
you're mentioning what she does, it makes sense why you would like her because she sounds hard to play with.
yeah, and you would throw like the boomerang up, and then it will arc based on the hit that you would throw, you know. But then you will be without a weapon, so that means you will have to hit with your fast attacks and the monkey. Yeah, she was really cool. And when she came out, it was the time that Summer Showdown looked really good, to be honest, dude. Summer Showdown 4 looked really good. Like the graphics, the artwork, you know, the character sprites look really cool. And when she's standing with her hand down, all feral, and her hair all giant, moving, it just looked really cool. Very impressive to me when I saw her first. And then she's comical when she wins. She bangs her chest like her uncle or whatever. He goes, "Arr!" or whatever the hell she does. I like her.
So just her? I would you see,
No,
here's
no,
the
no,
thing.
no, no,
What
no,
what
no.
I
I
would
have
assume
many.
is you picked the girl with the bow and arrow. Something about that character made me feel like you'd
With
play
the
her.
monkey, with the
No, the
monkey.
the
Yeah.
girl with the bow and arrow and
She
that
had
little
like a
baby.
monkey.
That was a
She has
baby.
that's a baby?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that
like a
looks like a
baby.
monkey. God damn.
Did you confuse them?
Yes.
Because the one you
No,
just
stop.
mentioned had a monkey.
Yeah, yeah, no, no,
They're
no.
not all
I just
monkeys, Dave.
no, no. I didn't like. I'm gonna to be honest. So if you're gonna go, I think you're talking about classic characters to bring back. But if
Yeah,
you're gonna go
Galford.
overall,
Galford had a monkey, right?
no.
Nakaruto with the flying monkey.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm Akusa with the ball monkey. Is the I thought you were talking about classic, so I was staying with the classic characters. But if we're gonna go overall in the series, then I want
Yeah, just anybody you would want. Anybody.
the guy in
Anybody.
part six that is an old dude with a sword, like Chinese sword, and he fights like Crouching Tiger,
Is he
Hidden Dragon, like
is he really
popping.
tiny? Oh no, he's
No,
the Chinese guy. He's like
Chinese dude,
he's
yeah,
got the long hair with like a goatee, and he
yeah,
has a
and
regular kind of like a scimitar looking
yep,
sword. Okay, yeah, I
the
know what you
Chinese
mean.
sword, yep,
I thought you
and
meant
he
that
flies.
nicotine dude. His name was
Oh,
Nicotine.
Nicotine, yeah, he was
Nicotine.
really difficult. He was really difficult.
I love the old guy.
He Yeah, so him, I like him because he does all these hops and different moves that he does, which is really cool. I would like to see Shiki, even though Shiki's only been in Chaos and in not 2D games like that much. Shiki's the girl with the two blades. That she's like she was in a movie, a Samurai Shodown, and she's in Chaos. She's the girl that's
Uh,
very emo.
the
She's very
anime
emo.
movie.
Yes, and she's very emo. She's in SVC Chaos. She's very emo. She has two daggers.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember her.
Yeah, her. She's really cool. Shiki, I would like to see her. Um, who else? Yeah, Nicotine would be better than the other guy they had, that big brolic guy with the beads that replaced him. I didn't like him that much. Nicotine is much better. So Chan
Which one?
Chan,
The one that kept changing his weapon? Wan Fan or
no, that's
Wan?
that's one fool. Yeah, no, that's different. No, they had another guy that he had a
And he
bead all
turns to
around his thing.
stone or something?
Yeah,
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 yeah. I know who you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. That one I didn't like. I like better Nicotine. So I would like Cham Chan. I would like Shiki. the samurai, a Chinese dude on part 6, and there's a girl. He has to come because of fandom and all that stuff. The girl in part 6 that she's in a maid and she's a ninja, and her super is she she pulls you behind a door and then she gets
Oh
naked
yeah,
and she
she gets
fucks you up.
naked and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we need her
So basically, pack this shit full of waifus.
there. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah.
and obviously the guys, the better guys, which is the Sogetsu and I can't remember the other guy, the fire kid. Those characters were really cool ninjas, man.
Firewater guys.
Sugetsu and the fire guy, yeah. Those guys were really
Yeah,
cool. They have really
those
cool
guys are
moves.
popular, right?
Yeah, man, they have really cool moves. And they had a version. Think about this: their bus version they had. They were completely different. They didn't even have weapons. They were fists. Their fists were their elements, and they attacked like mass savages, like all brutal and shit. It was so
There was
cool.
this one guy with like a big like Doomfist kind of hand, right?
Yeah, that's another one guy. Yeah, he does Shoryuken.
Well, how could you
Sagat. He
not?
looks
How
like
could you
Sagat.
not?
He looked like Sagat. Yes, Sagat looks cool. Yeah, he was cool too. But I like the fire and water guys. I think it would be cool if they come back.
Yo, man, if you pick one, I'm picking the other one.
Yes, that's cool, man. That's definitely cool. I think
Um,
everyone else that's there, I want to play with them, so that's cool.
I don't remember the name of dude. You're just picking guys that look like you. Shoketsuku?
Sugetsu, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
that guy has like regular black
The
hair, right?
longest hair. No, no, no.
He
He
has
has
regular
blue hair.
black hair or blue, whatever. Like, but it's
Blue hair,
still
yeah.
like all he
His
needs is
wimples,
glasses.
bro.
All he
Bro,
needs
his
is
wimples.
glasses.
He takes out his hair, man bun that he has, and he's all the way to the floor. The hair is really crazy.
So for me, there's definitely a person I don't want in there.
Okay,
If you're done, if you're not done, then keep going.
I have one more, which is
Okay.
I think it is Rikimuru or whatever, Rikimaru, whatever. It's a girl boy, a girl, but it looks like a boy, or I think the other way around. It's like a little, and she has an umbrella, but she has an umbrella. It's a sword too, and she fights a little bit like Aomaru.
Oh, I like that character. It
Yes,
reminds me of Ryoga from Ranma.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
Ryoga
yeah.
had
With the same
he
hair.
had that weighted umbrella that's mad heavy when everybody else
Uh huh.
touches it, but when he touches it, it's fine because
Like
he
nothing.
basically carries it all the time.
Yep.
Yo, I
It was,
did really like that character.
yes, and the moves were cool. He could hover holding the umbrella. It's really cool. Cool character. Okay, go ahead.
So basically, what I want in Samurai Spirits is samurais, all of them.
And spirits.
No, no, because they have a lot of weird shit. Like I mentioned the guy with the
Ninjas.
you mentioned the guy with the arms. You mentioned the guy. I mentioned the guy with the drum,
Priest.
like the bell. Like
Yeah,
those guys are all kind of weird. I want like
yeah,
them to really focus on getting as many of the guys that look like samurais in there. Like
yeah.
put them in there. Put the waifus in there. Put the samurais in there, and put bad guys in there. Because those three things, those three elements, if there's a good mixture of all of those, you're gonna have a game for everybody.
But dude, the
Villains,
game is full of bad guys.
samurai, yeah, that's what I mean. But make sure you put all of them. I really
Oh,
want to see
okay.
the big guy. What was
Yeah,
his name?
Earthquake.
No, not Earthquake. The really
Sankuro, the guy with
ugly.
the giant sword,
Yes, cause
the
like
guy that has the sword Sephiroth.
no, the he's
Oh, the
really
monster,
ugly. The big
like the
demon
monster.
naked guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ew,
yeah, yeah.
no, I don't like that.
Here's the thing.
No.
Let me explain. If you watch him like watching him play for me is mad hype because he has really good animation back then. Like he had like
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
weird shit going on. And like
Mhm.
if they remake him, I think he'll come out looking really good on screen. Like
Or bad.
really bizarre, like all these weird head things like eating you on the side and all that weird
Yeah.
stuff and just like I honestly think like he'll animate well and he'll his like textures will be really good for the game with the kind of graphics it has.
I don't like him because you know me and giant characters. I don't like them.
Well, you don't have to play him. You just gotta versus against them. That's all with
I
your
gotta
little
play him when you
waifus.
use him.
Yeah, yeah, I know. um, and who else? I like the guy that I guess was the protagonist after Homaru. He
Genjiro.
he has mad swords and bitches all around
Ah,
him.
No, you really like him?
I
Oh, you
don't
like
know
him
if
the
I like.
worst
I
characters.
want him in there.
Oh, okay.
He's like
Yeah, he's
he's
so evil,
five
bro.
samurais in one.
Yeah, it's so bad. In Samurai X, there's a character that fights just like him and he looks just like him, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know if they took it from that or vice versa. Or maybe that's like a trope, like, that's something that is
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. There
Hmm.
has to be. Like you
Yeah.
imagine, like it must have been like you're a little kid in Edo period Japan, not doing shit after a hard day's work helping your family in the farm. Going, what would be cool? A samurai with like 10 swords. How's he gonna wield 10 swords? And then it just kept going for throughout centuries. Fucking
And
little
then they
kids.
make him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um.
that guy. Hmm.
So I want basically a good balance of all of that. Like I don't really care who, because at the end of the day, this is gonna be a new game, and I'm gonna be trying out everybody, and whoever fits my style fits my style. It could be the
Yeah.
kabu. I could see me wanting samurai dudes there, but me just liking all the weirdos because I
You're
apparently
gonna
like
use the
weirdos.
Blanca dude with the hand that
Or the
forts on you.
kabuki guy. I have a feeling I'm gonna like the
Oh, he's
kabuki
so
guy.
cool. He's really cool, man. He is
Yeah, but does
really
he
cool.
suit me? I
Oh,
gotta
okay.
I gotta go on that first date with him in the lab and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
he's really cool. I like him.
like, and also like with how the game companies like they see how much hype it generates to have guest characters. I could really see guest characters being in this game, but you'd have to pick characters to be in this game that suit the time period that this game
I couldn't
portrays.
even think about any character other than Soul Calibur characters.
Well, Soul Calibur, yeah, that makes sense, but
Oh,
for me,
wait a
I'm thinking
second.
more anime and manga. I'm
Wait
think
a second.
Okay, hold on, go on. I'm waiting.
You say anime, right?
Mhm.
And you say swords, right?
Mhm.
And you say it needs to fit like in this era, right?
Mhm.
Noctis!
Oh no.
He has all the swords! And he's anime! And he can
Just
go anywhere he wants!
you can't give him that. So anyway, I'll go in and edit that out later. So here's what I'm thinking, because they've been crossing their games too, right? Like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Arika, Terry Bogard's in Arika.
Yeah, yeah.
Iori's somewhere, right? He's in some
Multiple
game.
games.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and they're getting in heroines. They're getting some guy from another one of their things, from another game. So there's a lot of cross pollination with like guests being like involved.
Yeah, who can it be?
For me personally, you know how
Besides.
for me personally, I would like Ogami Ito from uh Lone Wolf and Cub, like a
Okay.
real ass, like brutal samurai kind of dude. I would like to see be and what makes me think about that is because of all the stuff that back in the day they'd have in the background and all the
Yeah.
interactions, because he could have his son in the background in the carriage, but his carriage is also full of weapons, so he could actually use that carriage every now and then to do like weird shit, like he has cannons in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Like, or like if they could, like there was this manga from the 60s that was also made into other stuff. It's like it was called Dororo, and there's a samurai in there. I don't remember if you know the game from, I think it was PS2. Blood Will Tell, I think it was named. And you're basically a samurai with no parts. You're missing like 20 something parts or whatever number of actual body parts that were sacrificed to
Sounds
demons,
familiar. Sounds familiar. Uh
and
huh.
you're on a quest to get those back, and you have like kind of this false body, and this false body has all these weapons, like you have blades for arms, a cannon out of your
That's
knee,
dope.
like he has like really cool stuff, but like the more you become human, the stronger your actual physical being is, like as a regular, so I mean, to me he becomes more boring, but because he's just
Okay,
some
go more
dude with
normal.
big slashes and stuff, but like I've always really liked that character. I like to see something like that in there. Obvious stuff would be like what, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes, obviously, yes.
Yeah, that would be
What I
obvious
think is,
stuff. Like,
what
but
I would
because
think,
like
yeah,
the reason I'm saying this also is like the like branching out to other media for hype. It came this year with Tekken introducing Negan into Tekken, and that was
yes,
like the bridge that that could make people go,
anything
maybe
is
I can, yeah,
possible.
if this is possible, maybe I can get such and such property into my games because it would suit my games. Let me just talk to these guys and see what happens.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you. So this is the thing that so I agree and I want that to happen, but I see something else happening. So check this out.
Okay.
So in most of their mobile games that they have collaboration of completely different games, put them in there. It's no problem because of licensing. There's no problem. It's overseas. There's no problem with licensing. But when it comes here, it becomes such a mumbo jumbo, dude, that it's such a problem that it's better not to do it.
Yeah.
There's so many mobile games that have collaborations for many different games. Like an example, I'm not sure if you remember, it's a game called Grand Blue Fantasy. It's a browser game, and they had a Street Fighter collaboration. I think I showed you. Oh, look, it's Ryu. I'm using this guy, fighting Sagat. And
I
that would be
remember.
so hard. That would be so hard to happen in any game. That game is not Capcom related. It has nothing to do with Capcom, and they even have Persona characters in that game. And it's because it's easier to bring it over there than to do it here. All these licenses bullshit they do. So what I think it could be in terms of like guest characters, Last Blade 2 characters can be in that game.
That would be. I was gonna mention that too before you said that. Like and
Yeah.
like that was another thing I thought. But when I was thinking of Samurai Showdown being the thing that they announced, I also thought it could be a cross
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown X Last
Last
Blade.
Blade. That would be fantastic because Hibiki was already in Capcom vs SNK, so she can
Hmm.
definitely fit there. That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
so she
But
knows Homaru. She knows that guy.
that's correct.
They
Yeah,
they they
they
were
fight
paired up in a
together.
team at some point. Somebody put them together, right?
Yeah, that would be so cool, man. And I think and then the style, right? They just have to 3D it, which we never seen it. So that would be something new. It would be like Ruby in BB Tag, something new, completely new sprites, new everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, Last Blade I see it happening more other than a guest character. Would I want to see a guest character for another game? Absolutely, dude. You know, but I feel that licensing is such a bitch here in the US that it makes it almost impossible, man. I can't even imagine how much it took for Bandai Namco to get Negan in.
You know who was technically a samurai at one point?
Who?
Wolverine.
Oh my god.
Samurai Showdown with mutants?
And it comes Cyclops and he just optic blasts
No.
you.
He
Why
does
not?
like a
Well,
optic
Wolverine can come.
he does like a optic blast, but it's shaped
Sword.
like a sword and it's only like
Yeah.
4 feet off his face. It doesn't go all the way.
Super goes full screen. Yeah, guest character will be really cool. You know what? Nightmare will be dope in that game. Nightmare is technically around that era because Mitsurugi is there.
Oh, who I don't want. I wanted to get into that. Who I don't want is that dude named Andrew. Do you remember him? He had his own hype ass theme song with like colonial music or something like that. It was like he's a guy with
And
a
Last Blade?
musket. He had like a
Yeah.
not a musket, like he had like a blade at the end of his rifle. But he has like these tight
Oh, yeah.
ass Dimitri pants. He had white hair.
He was in 6. He was in Summer Zone
I
6,
don't
yeah.
remember what. I don't know. I just remember
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
him and going, no, not that guy.
Yeah,
And
it changed. You know what? Summer Zone 6 became very, like, pop culture modernized more than Samurai Shodown. I feel like samurais are like the whack people, and these people are trying to be like the cool people.
yeah.
So I'm like, hey, what's going on here? No, bring my 8-bits back.
Sen actually had some good character designs for the people they had in there. I don't remember a lot of them being in the other games. Like they had a black
Mm.
samurai there called Jay.
Oh,
A
Afro
black
Samurai would be
samurai would
dope.
be cool. Yeah, he
Yeah,
had afro.
yeah, so that would be cool. Or Gintama or whatever the
Because
fuck
they
that
can't
guy
have
is.
afro samurai, but technically they have a samurai with an afro. That
Yeah,
would be cool. Like it'll help bring more different kind of ethnicities into the game.
yeah.
I would not put in that Native American guy they had in Sen.
Which one?
They had a guy named Black Hawk or something like that. He had like he was like
Black
the
Hawk?
Hawk.
Oh, Black Hawk. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I
All
for,
right, makes sense.
I forgot his name, but I'll like send it to you later. But like he kind of looks kind of generic, kind of borderline, like what a racist would just put as a Native American. He looked
Like
all
T-Hawk?
right, but it's just one of those like, are we past that kind of thing yet? Maybe not
Yeah, yeah,
because Killer Instinct had one like that.
yeah. Absolutely. No, yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think they're gonna do guest characters. I surprise me. Please surprise me, SNK. But if they do, it's gonna be very grounded. Very grounded. I think they're gonna have DLC day one though. They're gonna have a DLC day one characters. Watch for pre-order purposes. Hello?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I
I thought
just
you
I
left.
was absorbing what you were telling me.
No, no, yeah. So I think they're gonna have DLC characters, maybe something like that. I hope it has a lot of modes. I hope it has a mode that teaches you how to play and a mode that teaches you how to do certain things to look cool. Because the game needs to look cool. If it looks cool, people are gonna play it.
Hmm. I mean,
So
they're learning that now. They're
yeah,
learning that now. Marvel taught these people a lesson. As KOF taught these people a
KOF.
lesson. Was there any other AAA like ugly ass game that was probably still good? Like, cause my MVCI still, I had a lot of fun with it more
It's
than
an amazing
MVCI.
game.
It
Hell
was
yeah,
great.
dude.
It was just very inconsistent all around when it came to presentation. Very, very
Yeah.
inconsistent to the point
And I
where
didn't give a shit, to be honest. I didn't give a shit about that.
you don't. But then, have you gone back to it? Have you gone back to it and looked how dull it feels? It
It
feels
does?
lifeless, dude. Like other than
Dude.
like you when you're actually playing it and doing stuff, it feels like there's no life. That's another game that has lifeless stages and interactions and all that stuff. Like it can't be like that anymore. People want
No, no,
more
I
out of
can't.
their games.
Especially with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball fucked the shit up, dude.
What do you mean?
With presentation being all blah, 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 all colors,
Yeah, I sent you a picture of Black Hawk.
let's see. Oh my god. I'm scared to see what this is, to
No,
be honest.
it's just
From what I from
it
what I
just
heard.
kind of generic,
Oh
bro. It's just
wow.
kind of generic.
This is Chief Thunder.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It looks like an NPC. It looks like a it looks like the other brother of Chief Thunder. Not the one that has special problems, the other one.
Yeah.
This looks like it. Jesus
Yeah, he just
Christ.
kind of, he just kind of
Dude, I
made
don't
him.
recall him. I don't remember him at all.
Well,
At
he's
all.
forgettable.
But
He's
you know
very
who's really
forgettable.
forgettable? Which I'm gonna try to send you. In that 3D one for PlayStation One, the main character of that game is so forgettable, bro. It looks like a Fighter Megamix creator character, dude. That's what it looks like.
Oh my god, you gotta show me.
Yeah, I will show you. You remember that game, right? That you could play with a Daytona car, right?
Yeah.
Fighter Megamix.
Yeah, they had
So
a
cool.
Viking in Samurai Stand too. I would like a Viking still. It's almost
Oh,
like
you know
it's
what?
almost like in Dragon Ball if they want GT characters, like they put Samurai Sen characters in, and then you get
What do you,
tomatoes thrown at you.
but that one character. Who had a Viking character? War Heroes. I don't know why you hate War Heroes, man. That game was so good.
Which one's that one?
War Hero, the one that you hate, the guy, the football player fights and throws football at you, and the Captain Kid that is a pirate, he throws ships and sharks at you.
It
And then
sounds
that
really
the ninjas.
stupid. Maybe
Handsome,
it is
handsome,
something I wouldn't like.
Handsome Fuma were the ninjas from like the Ryu and Ken. And they had a wrestler. You don't remember that?
You're gonna have
They
to
had
show
an
me.
uncle.
When I see it again, I'll probably go, oh, I was traumatized enough to not remember that. Thanks a lot, David.
Oh my god. Oh, Samurai Shodown Warriors is the one I'm telling you.
So I don't
It's
know.
so
I don't know if there's
bad.
anything you want to say, but in terms of how the story is gonna be, how would you prefer they handle that?
If it is a reboot, stick to a reboot because right now the story, correct me if I'm wrong, in the comments is Summer Showdown 1. It starts the first one, right?
Hmm.
Then it goes to 3. Then it goes to 4 2.
I meant the format.
Oh,
When it comes to like fighting game companies are seeing that maybe for Injustice it works, but
yeah.
maybe
I don't think it should
for
have a story.
but
I don't think
maybe
it should
for
have a story.
non-comic book related games that you know maybe they should go back to a different style because I think honestly people get a lot out of the characters if they just have a lot of dialogue in their run of arcade. Let's say you have a set amount of characters you play and it's like a set like it's set like which characters you play. It's like almost like you're all going through your own storyline with that character. They would fight these people, they would say these things to them. These would be the reasons why they fight until they get to the end game.
Yeah, it should be like that. I think it should be like that because that's how it was before, and I don't think uh, there's too much. I don't know if they do a story. I just know if it's gonna grasp or people are gonna care. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It's
I
because
I know what you mean. Because technically,
yeah,
at the end of the day, nobody really does. Like you gotta
no,
like
they
trick
don't.
people into playing story mode again after they
I,
finished. Like with us,
yep,
like how did Dragon Ball do it? Dragon Ball was the
I
smartest one
haven't.
to do it. They make these boss events that you get a little stronger if you play through story mode an extra time, because it's not even like you played through story mode once and that's a shitload of hours to get like kind of like the mid tier like buffs, but then if you play it again on hard mode, that's when you start getting the good stuff, and that's you're going through the same thing over again, and it's like taking your medicine. It's not fun. It's
Yeah.
kind of just like a
Well,
grind.
the prime
What the
example,
fuck
people not
am I looking at? What is it?
that's the game.
Who's the
That's the
main
game.
character?
The blue one.
Oh, okay. And what
Does
is
it
his
look?
hands behind the hand guy?
He looks like a mole, right? Like a
He
mole.
he just looks like he's this scary game that kids think are scary in a
Friday
like,
Night Freddy.
yeah, it's like one of those like, oh, don't let the yellow hands man get you. You're gonna have to turn around every time you hear a noise. It's like one of those games.
El Cuco.
Yeah.
Um, dude, look, this is the prime example of people not caring about story on games. That they would choose to pay for a DLC character instead of playing the game and getting the character.
That's so true.
You know? And I haven't even played story mode of Dragon Ball. I didn't play it. And you guys pushed me to play it and I still haven't played it. So
But you should try it, dude. It's like a
no,
common
I hear you.
experience. It's really good. Don't worry about what I said 2 seconds ago. It's
I don't know if I will, but I think they should just stick into the you pick a character, they tell you a little bit of background story, why he's in this path, fights the blast boss, has an ending. You get a special color for doing that. Move it on.
yeah, you unlock stuff for doing his stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe
you get artwork, and
yeah,
then
you
you
get
get a
artwork
special
that
color.
I have a thing about artwork. Maybe we should do a
Yeah, I
podcast
love
on how
artwork.
we would make a fighting game because I have an idea for the artwork.
Can I draw them?
No, please don't.
They will look like Yellow Man hand.
So so what I'm thinking with stories is the exact same thing. They should keep it simple, keep it to arcade, and
Yeah, have a rival battle,
yeah, have rival battles because it
and
could be
that's it.
multiple. Fuck it, depending on the character, like who has more problems with who. All
Yeah,
throughout the years of Samurai Showdown, like give people Easter eggs and all that stuff.
and then that's it. And then just keep it simple. Move it on.
Yeah.
Put a survival mode if you want to.
Um. Yeah, survival makes sense. It's like a standard
Yeah,
stuff, all the standard stuff.
yeah.
But if they're gonna go crazy on story mode, hear me out.
Uh-oh. Street Fighter
It could
5.
go two ways, right? This is me going insane. You ready? Do you
Yes.
remember the turn-based RPG that they had?
Yes, in PlayStation 1. Dude, that game was so good.
Dude, that would be
Dude, that
sick.
game was so cool. I
Imagine,
played it. I played import, dude. Well, you want a game like that, but
imagine
with the
that being the
graphics?
story mode though.
That would be fantastic. I would
Like,
play it
even if
because I
it's
would
just
love it.
like 20 hours, even if you get the dudes that did fucking I Am Setsuna, be like, hey, can you add this mode in our game?
Um,
Yeah, yeah, keep it classic RPG, 8-bit sprites, all that shit, but it has to be these guys, and we got this like the story mode for it.
that would be for if this game made it, like game of the year, dude, for them to
Yeah.
do some shit like that. Yeah,
Uh,
dude, that would be fantastic. That game was
and
so good.
another idea I have is that mobile game, right? Check this out. I know I said
Mobile
mobile
game.
game, but hold on, check this out,
I
right?
love mobile game. The future.
You play all the minions like if it's like Dynasty Warrior style, but then when there's like an
Okay.
actual character, it turns into the actual like a fight, like the in-game fight, like you know what I mean?
So so you just press stuff, and then when you see like Aomaru, then you clash and you do a regular fight.
Yeah,
Is
then
this
you
in a
do like a
mobile game?
regular fight. No, 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 no. The mobile
Oh.
game looks like, from what I saw from the mobile game, it just looks kind of like a Dynasty
Yeah,
Warriors
yeah,
style game where like any footage I saw of it was like I think it was Ukio doing stuff,
You're
and
the
he's
best.
doing stuff
Yeah.
to like 30 dudes, and he's hitting 30 dudes. That's what reminded me of like Dynasty Warriors. I didn't see much of. I don't know what else happens in the game, but in my mind, I'm going and maybe the boss fight just turns into the
So how would
actual.
that be in the? But how would that be a story mode in the game? Like,
Dude, the story's like, you have to get to the castle, and then like, the castle has all these guards in the way.
you know me and those games, bro. You know I fucking eat those games, dude. You know I love those games.
I know.
Killing a million
I'll
people.
probably it'll be the other way around. I've never played the damn shit, and then you're like, dude, come on, you
You
gotta like,
gotta play it.
you gotta have diamond class 4 stars on these.
Yes, it's so good. I love those games, bro. I fucking love those games. But yeah, it would make sense in that type of era. I just don't see how crazy. The RPG mode would be a cool classic secret mode that you can get. That would be awesome.
Dude, it'll be amazing. And if they keep it like, 16 bit or whatever, it'll be easier to put into that game.
Yeah. You know, it'd be cool too if they add a layer that you can play it the same game, with the new engine or whatever, but with the old graphics, like the sprites, the 2D sprites.
So that would be insane. That's too much.
That'd be so cool, right? And then people always play that mode.
Or yeah, or have it like in the like have essentially just the old game, straight
Yeah.
up the old game, same graphics, same everything, same stages, but with the mechanics of the new game.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you meant it like that. Okay, I thought you meant it a different way.
I'm like, wait, what?
I just took your idea. Did I just become one of those bosses?
Yes, you did. You became IGN taking the fucking review.
Whoa, don't blame them. Blame that one guy. I
That
can't even
one
remember his
dude
name anymore. And
is irrelevant.
I saw like two
It's Yellow Hand
podcasts with
Man.
that guy. Yeah.
Yellow Hand.
So that's all I got for the
That's
game.
all I got too. Yeah, me too.
That's all.
I'm excited. I want to see more. Stay tuned. So let's see.
Yeah, hopefully more news pops up and we can speculate a little bit more on what's going on with Samurai Spirits. I honestly uh am excited for this one more than I have been for any other fighting game that has been announced as of late within the past year
Yeah.
since like let's say
Well,
Dragon
what
Ball
else is
since
there? Right?
Dragon Ball basically.
Well,
Since
what else
Dragon
is there? It's only Tekken Season 2 and then Soul Calibur,
there's
right?
no, but since for a while yeah, there's been
Oh,
Soul
okay. Okay.
Calibur, there's been
Yeah.
the Rika game. There's been Blade Strangers. There's just been games like titles
It's
just
that game.
left and right
So good.
popping out of nowhere. But like none of them has really caught my attention. Even BB Tag is not something that caught my attention. So I actually played it and really enjoyed it. It was refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's different than Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball suppress you.
And, it's funny. Like I tried to explain to a guy today because he was like asking me if I still play Dragon Ball. I'm like, well, my time is being more caught up with BB Tag right now because of how it plays compared to
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball, and he was like, "Why?" He was like confused. I'm like, "Cause it's more he's more casual than I am." So
Yeah.
I had to kind of explain. It was like, let's say you have an uppercut and a fireball, and you have a way to get in. Because I'm explaining to him like in a Street Fighter kind of way. The guy
Yeah.
has an
Simple.
uppercut, the guy has a fireball, and you have a jump mechanic, right? And you got to kind of weave your way in to try and hit him. But if you jump at the wrong time, you get uppercutted. If you jump at the right time, you still go over the fireball and all that, all this other stuff. Let's say you have something that you can be from full screen away and you could
Mm-hmm.
bypass all of that just by
With
the press
one
of a
button.
button. Like it's stuff like that. It's just I was just trying to explain to him that traditionally it doesn't play the kind of mind game that I have um, muscle memoried into my head on how they should play.
Well, it makes you think less. I know there's more of another part, but it makes you think less because hey, I'm struggling. All right, press this button.
Let's
And then
do
you're good.
unless there's a big news. Let's do a podcast on PB Tag versus Dragon Ball.
I'm down.
Just more or less talking about like positives and negatives and why we're playing the other.
Yeah, or what we would like to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
All
I
right.
like it.
So we're done talking about Samurai Spirits, guys. Thanks for listening. Really excited about the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, out of all the things that we said we would like to see in the game, what I'm expecting is minimum all the characters, minimum all the usual stuff that you'd see in fighting games in terms of one player content,
Yeah.
a DLC season, the first one, depending on how
Hmm.
much money it makes, and it being released sometime before Evo to see if it can sneak its way in there, depending on how many games there are, because there's so many games right now that want to go into Evo. And those are my predictions for how this will turn out. Anything more than that would be a great surprise, really good surprise.
Hell yeah, it'll be extra.
So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This has been Double
All right,
K
guys.
Radio. I'm Poe,
Peace out.
and David is the one that just said peace out. And peace out to you guys too. I'm saying it this time. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the sub, hit
Subscribe.
all the buttons. Hit all the buttons for us. Thank you for
That's
listening in.
it.
Later.
Bye.